What's going on, my dudes? Chensley11 here, and welcome back to another episode in the A to Z series. In today's episode, we're going to be showing you how to play Kayn for beginners. So, if you are subscribed, you will know that last episode we did Red Kayn. So in this game, we are going to be focusing on the Blue Kayn. So Kayn's other form, which is more of the bursty assassin build / playstyle. So I hope you enjoy. If you do enjoy, be sure to hit the subscribe button because we are going through every single champion in League of Legends and giving you a basic or beginner's guide on each of them. All right, now, Blue Kayn time. So, Blue Kayn, a little bit different to Red Kayn, and it's really a different play style. It's more about trying to get picks on squishies and trying to win team fights before they happen just by simply winning a pick. Now, not to say that his team fight is terrible because you have a lot of AoE with your W once it's max level, but it's better to get picks because you are yourself quite squishy. So, I hope you enjoy the game. It's not the best game, not the best example of a Kayn, a Blue Kayn game. I've had better games, but this one is not too bad. It's a good example of what happens when you get nice and strong. The enemy team isn't fantastic to go into Blue Kayn, and because of that, you'll see what happens. We end up getting red form, and then we have to wait for the Blue Kayn to come through. But that's okay. Nevertheless, we try to focus the squishies. We try to focus the range targets. So we can get the blue form. So, a little bit different start to the last episode. I showed you a leashless chicken start last time. You can get a leash from your bot lane or top laner, start red, and then go straight onto Krugs, then chickens, then wolves, then blue, then gromp, and then take the scuttle at 315-ish. If you greed and try and hold your smite for the scuttle crab, you can get very low, which is what I try and do, and I nearly die for it because I'm terrible at clearing the jungle. But it is what it is. So, what I'd like to do as we clear the jungle, nothing special here. Just remember to Q into the wall, so your Q animation gets cancelled. Not like that. Bad example there. If you Q like up against the wall, like your Q goes off. I don't do it this time. There will be a good example of it at some point when I'm clearing the jungle, but it will reduce your Q's animation, and then you get an extra auto attack. But yes, so what I want to say is normally what I do with these videos, I like to quickly go through the abilities. And I know we've done a whole video on Kayn, so if you did watch that, you would be familiar anyway. But just in case you're new, Q is a dash then swipe. W is an up sweep that does AoE damage. E makes you increase movement speed and you can travel through walls. And once you go through a wall, you get healed. And your R makes you go inside an opponent and then you come out and do damage. You can also recast the ultimate early to come out quicker. So, nothing special here. The only thing, you can actually pull the wolves and queue them through the blue buff and save a little bit of time there. That would have helped out, but you don't have to do it perfectly. I would recommend to do the blue and the gromp at the same time so you get AoE damage on your Q. Don't reset the blue, which I nearly do here. That would be bad. That's why I take too much damage because I'm panicking. Because I'm like, oh, I've pulled the blue too far over. And as you can see, we get a little bit low, so we have to use our smite. It just means that the scuttle crab clear isn't as quick. And from memory, it doesn't really matter anyway, because I think we have to respond to some pressure top. So you can see there, the Rek'Sai is ganking the Teemo. So I'm going to go help him out. As I notice, he's really low, so we're going to head over there. Alright, so while we are looking over here, I don't think anything happens from this. I think the team ends up just getting the kill. Fantastic for us. We end up getting the scuttle. This is a little bit weird. Normally, I would back... finish a scuttle crab, look for a gank top or mid, and then I'd back and get like double longsword. But normally, but in this case, because the Rek'Sai died, I just look to greed and go for the other scuttle crab. So a little bit different, and then that leads into, I think I go to the Krugs again or something like that. So you just adapt your jungle path depending on the situation. But we are going to go through the runes real quick. So Blue Kayn runes a little bit, obviously much different to the Red Kayn runes I showed last episode. So Blue Kayn, we want to go Dark Harvest, Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Ultimate Hunter, Transcendence, Gathering Storm. There are other variations you can go of these runes. This is a nice balance. I think I like these runes the best. They are great in lower elo especially. So give these a go. Dark Harvest, obviously fantastic. Another quick little tip I'll give you there is I always smite the Scuttle Crab because it breaks the shield, and then you can do your WQ to burst that real quick. So, as you see, we end up double scuttling. So we're miles ahead of the jungler because he tried an early gank. We probably could have invaded and taken one of his camps because he was only level 3, I think, when he ganked the Teemo, so he must have missed one of his camps, but we're going to play it safe, and we're going to go straight into our first item, which is Prowler's Claw. Now, before we get into the build, which is what I normally do after that, I want to quickly talk about your level up order. So you want to level up Q, obviously level 1. Then you want to take E level 2. And as you saw, when I finished the red buff, I immediately E'd through the wall to get health back onto the Krugs. It also saves time. And then level 3, I go Q again. You can also go W, but I think Q's better. You get more damage, can clear quicker. And then W level 4, and then max your Q, then max your W. You can, I've seen some people go 3 points Q, then W, but I think Q max is actually better nowadays. So, anyway, we go back into the clearing. So, again, when you're playing Kayn, I mentioned this last episode, you want to prioritize farming because he is a farm-heavy jungler. After you've, got all your farm, then have a look to see if you can get some orbs. And then after that, then you can maybe look at objectives. So objectives aren't your main objective as Kayn, especially in low elo when you want to just carry. You want to try and get as much kills and damage as you can. To do that, you need items, so you need a farm. So we go on to the Bard. We just get a nice Q straight through. We missed the second half of our Q, but it doesn't really matter because I think we end up catching him with our Q anyway. The Rek'Sai shows up, and she's obviously a lot stronger than us, despite us having an item advantage. Just the nature of Kayn, he's quite weak until he gets form. So we have to flash over the wall. Don't really like using my flash defensively, but sometimes you have to. So, oh yeah, I remember this. I just greed for my red buff. So this is a bad jungling. So I should immediately just concede my red and just go do my wolves, then Gromp. But I feel like my team's around, so I think maybe we can get something out of it. But I'm just not paying attention to me enough. I think we end up dying for our red. All right, so we've gone through the level up order, and I want to quickly talk about the starting items and build, and then we'll go straight onto the abilities. And you can see here, as soon as I see that Rek'Sai thing, I still had time to run, but I stick around, ping for help, but even the Bard rocks up, getting revenge on me, so we end up dying. So a perfect start, almost in the bin there because I was a bit too greedy. Never mind, we'll catch up, we'll make up for that mistake. All right, so we're going to talk about the starting items. So for me personally, I love just always getting Chilling Smite on Blue Kayn. I love being able to slow the enemies before I get onto them. It also allows you to slow to do your full combo, which I will explain later. When you have your Prowler's Claw, you can do your combo, and when you're Blue Kayn, obviously. The blue Smite just helps out with the combo a little bit because they are slowed. Refillable, I normally go like normal warding trinket first. And then what I do is I place a ward at my blue buff if I'm starting this side, and then head to my red like you saw at the beginning of the game, so nothing cheesy happens. And then I normally swap to a sweeper after that, and you can go the blue trinket later on in the game if you decide to stick in the side lanes a little bit more. I think I forget to get my sweeper in this game as well, a little bit late on the sweeper. So we hit level 6, so not too bad. Again, Smite, we're getting fantastic Scuttle Crab control, which is great. My blue buff's about to spawn. See, Rek'Sai is there, so we're thinking about going to help because I think I remember them getting low because of the Teemo shroom. So I think, let's try and 2v2, see what we can do. Teemo's actually a lot stronger than both of them, so I feel like we can win this 2v2. So we're gonna see what happens. So the Rek'Sai uses his ultimate. We use our E, we go straight to the wall to get a bit of health, and then we go onto the Rek'Sai, get a nice full combo. Then the Aurelia's low, we use ultimate, get the kill on the Aurelia, and then we tax the wave as much as we can because we're greedy. So then we're maxing Q. So as I said, refillable, and then so then let's talk about the build. So Blue Kayn builds, they're a little bit adaptive, and because we killed the Rex, I thought it's a good time to get Rift Herald. But I mean, I could have just gone full clear from bot side and get more money, but this is fine. Because we're going to get a few local gold from the plates anyway. So normally I don't do this on Kayn, but since we killed the Rek'Sai, I feel like, man, might as well. While we're doing it, let's talk about the build. So first item, I love Prowler's Claw. You can go Eclipse and you can go Duskblade. I recommend Prowler's Claw. It helps with your combo fantastic. You can one-shot a lot of champions with the Prowler's Claw with the combo, and I'll show the combo later on in this game. Yes, I tend to rush Prowler's Claw every time. And then normally I'll go the Ionian Boots of Lucidity. You can also go Moby Boots. I have seen that. That also works fine. I like the CDR. I feel like I'm fast enough with my E constantly off cooldown because of the Ionian Boots. Especially if you're going to build Ghostblade rather. It's fine. So we're going to see, we get our blue. We're going to head over to the Talon, who's trying to get away Obviously, Talon's super mobile. He can also get through walls, like myself. So we're just trying to get to him. He ends up burning his flash and jumping over the wall, which is fantastic. And I think they're doing the dragon from memory, yeah. Let's see. We'll see what we can do. No. Okay, so we're going to go head back. The Talon is just escaped with his life, and then we see the Rek'Sai top, so it's a good time to use Rift Herald and get a few plates of local gold into our pocket. So there's the Talon. I think we end up killing the Talon under tower from memory. Bang. So lots of gold for us. 160 gold. So that made up for the CS I lost by getting the Rift Herald. So we use our W, we smite, and then we use our ultimate to go inside him. And then before he dies, the Kog'Maw's ultimate took the kill. But most importantly, the reason why ultimate is to drop tower aggro. So we didn't need the damage of the ult. We just needed the tower aggro reset. So we end up killing the Talon. We nearly killed the mid lane. So fantastic start for us. I didn't finish explaining the build, did I? I got a bit carried away with the game. So, Prowler's Claw. Now, the third item, so you go Prowler's Claw, Ionian Boots. Now, you go Serpent's Fang if they have a lot of shields, okay? So, Janna, for example, Akshan has a lot of shields. Champions that have a lot of shields, and those champions that you want to burst, then you would need to go Serpent's Fang. So, if their ADC builds... Shield Bow as well would be okay. If not, go Muramana and then go Ghostblade and then go Grudge and then you can go Serpent's Fang last if there's a little bit of shields, because sometimes there are a little bit of shields but not that much. So then you'd go like that. If they do have a lot of shields, then go Serpent's Fang and then go Muramana, Ghostblade, etc. Again, adjust your build. If you feel like you need an Edge of Night, get an Edge of Night. You can also get the Collector as well, I've seen as well. So there are a little bit of variation. Standard, go Prowler's Club, then I get Serpent's Fang. But if they have no shields, then get Muramana second. So they did end up getting the dragon, but that's okay. As I said, we'll get the later dragons. We're just trying to get ahead in terms of gold and levels and whatnot, and we'll worry about the dragons and objectives later. So the Kog'Maw is actually doing well. We end up flash, then we smited, and then we queued to get the kill down the Talon. Fantastic, 3 and 1 and 2. Again, I think we've got every single Scuttle Crab, which is fantastic for us. Ensures that we're at a higher level. As you see, level 9, max your Q. Now you can see, as we hit that Talon, we were blue favourite, so we're about to turn blue, but then when we hit the Talon, we flicked it over to red. So now we have to wait 4 minutes for blue. So in a team comp against a team comp where they have a lot of squishy but melee targets like this game with the Talon, for example, sometimes you end up with the and the Rek'Sai. She's not that tanky. You end up with the red form, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Remember, you can always get your blue form by auto attacking melee targets, as we are doing now. So we're getting blue orbs off the Swain and the Bard here. So we see the Bard's low, so we end up taking the portal. We get him with just the tip of the W, then we go back onto the Swain. We are 2 levels on him. And I think we end up... I tried to queue through that fatty wall. That was a big mistake. And then the Talon rocks up and kills us. So a couple of mistakes from myself. If I killed the Swain earlier, I wouldn't have died to the Talon. And you can see here, having a look at Muramana. But then I said, no, hang on, let's just get these boots first. And then we'll get the Muramana after that. So let's go through the abilities. Now, if you've watched the Red Kayn video, I have gone through the abilities. But we'll go through them again. And we'll give you the Blue Kayn specific parts. So again... When you attack, the passive is called the Dark Scythe, right? The Darkened Scythe. So when you attack melee champs, you gain red orbs, which turn you into Red Kayn. When you attack ranged champs, you get blue orbs that turn you into Blue Kayn. Okay, so in this particular game, when we're going for blue, we want to be attacking ranged targets. So usually you'd want to be ganking bot lane. Once you fill up your bar... so down the bottom you can see we can turn into Red Kayn. If you end up with the opposite form, you have to wait 4 minutes, or if you get orbs of the other colour, so if you hit ranged forms, it'll reduce it by 5 seconds. So it's what we're doing in this game, which is actually a pretty slow form. We're on track for a really, really slow form, which is not the best, but it's okay because we're pretty ahead. We're farming pretty okay. We're farming decently, and we've got a lot of kills, so we're not too bad. And then once you get back to the fountain, or just outside the fountain, you can transform into your form. Now, Shadow Assassin, when you're Blue Kayn, this is the unique bonus. Kayn has out of movement... if Kayn has been out of combat Let's have a look at this before we go. This is the full combo, by the way. W, Prowler's Claw, Q. You should also auto before Q. So that is the full combo of Kayn, by the way, before we press on with the passive. So it's W, Prowler's Claw, auto Q. You can throw a smite in, and then if they're not dead, you ultimate at the end as well. Be sure to weave in auto attacks in between the last step and the ultimate as well. So I'll explain that combo again later, and I'll explain why you do it in that order as well. But let's quickly finish off the passive. So, hang on. There's so much action. Well, let's just have a look here. End up getting another kill on the Talon. W, Q. So we're just running around doing blue. This is what you should be doing in Blue Kayn. I feel like my early to mid game, this game was actually pretty good. And then we end up going... When I play an assassin, you'll see in my series, I get excited and I just end up... I'll call it limit test, and then I end up dying a lot, so a little bit of fun. We end up getting our blue form just now as we get in the second Rift Herald. Again, Blue Kayn getting Rift Heralds are good because you get early gold, which allows you to snowball. But remember, I do have a lot of camps up that we could be doing, so it's probably the better option, but it's okay. Rift Herald's good as well. So, let's quickly finish off the rest of this passive. So, if Kayn has been out of combat with an enemy champion for over 8 seconds, or he casts Umbral Trespass, which is the ultimate, he gains bonus magic damage, okay? Okay, so this was recently nerfed in this last patch, so it's gone down a lot. But all you need to know is that you just get a bit more burst, and it's magic damage burst. So it helps out if they buy a lot of armor, because you're actually doing a lot of burst magic damage. But that's pretty much it when you get Blue Kayn. You don't heal on your abilities like Red Kayn does, you just get more burst damage with your abilities. Abilities, I think it's also auto attacks as well. Alright, so that's the passive. That's the Blue Kayn passive. Now let's talk about the Q. Again, we've been through the Q in the last video. There's no special effect when you're Blue Kayn Q. So all it is, Reaping Slash. Again, I'll show the examples up in the top left-hand corner. You dash forward, and then you do a sweep. Again, if you do this into a wall, you can actually cut the animation and get more auto attacks. But it just does an AoE burst of damage. This is your first max. I also use it after auto attacking. If you auto attack an enemy champion and then Q, you guarantee you'll hit both of your Q damage sources, and you also and you get the auto attack in, and you cancel the auto attacks animation. So that's why I always tend to auto Q. You'll notice there, I was stressed about losing the dragon, that I didn't even take my form. So I forgot to get my form, which is a horrendous mistake. But it ends up being okay. We end up ulting the Talon. Because we're so fed, it doesn't even matter. I think I flash Q this to get the kill because I'm dodging. I'm so greedy. That's so bad. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice the Caitlyn ulted in the game. So now I see it in post. That was terrible. Shouldn't have done that. Should have saved my flash. Anyway, we get blue form. What is that? 18-minute blue form. Not the greatest at all. Pretty bad, actually. But it is what it is. We end up being okay. We're actually quite far ahead. So this is actually okay. So the game is pretty much over. 29-9. 7, 2, and 4. We've got both Rift Heralds. Now we have one of the dragons. We've got tower leads. Everyone's XP leads. Everyone's got CS leads. It's pretty much over. Now we're just about having fun. And let's explain the rest of the abilities. And that's... Well, just before we explain the W, you can see there, that's how I clear the chickens. Auto attack, then W, because they all like narrow in, which means you can hit your W with everyone. With all of them, sorry. Now let's talk about the W as we summon the Rift Herald in the mid lane. Take a tower shot to the Talon. We have a level on Talon. He's pretty squishy too. We could probably burst him with the full combo, but we don't have Prowler's Claw up, so we're just going to wait for the tower to get taken. Then we're gonna go up to him and kill him. We end up getting stunned up against the wall here to the Bard, and I think we get real hype here. This is what I mean when I get fed on an assassin. I think I can just animate protagonist and kill everything. End up getting one kill, or an assist rather, and dying to the Aurelia. Well, the Bard actually got us in the end. Alright, let's talk about Blade's Reach. Now, Blade's Reach, as I said, we've been through this in the last video, but essentially you sweep upwards and you slow the target before you get your form. Okay, it does obviously physical damage. Now, when you turn blue or Shadow Assassin, Blade's Reach's range increases by 200 units, and Kayn conjures an untargetable living shadow at the casting point. So what that means is you can actually W and keep moving, which is fantastic. It just helps with Kayn's combo, which is when you W and then you can move forward, and just before the W hits, you hit your Prowler's Claw, because if you hit your Prowler's Claw, your other abilities do more damage. So that's why you want a W. Prowler's Claw just before the W damage hits, then you auto Q. So that's the perfect combo. Blades reach, sweep over, instead reaching the, hang on, let me say this. Untargetable, living shadow cast, sweep over. Yeah, so basically, yeah, that's all it is. So you can, when you, like I'll show you an example here. So when you W, when you're red Kayn, you actually stand there and sweep your scythe up into the air and you do a knock up. Whereas in this one, when you're blue, you can keep moving while your W is about to be cast. So it's fantastic for Assassin Kayn. So you can also cast it while in walls too. Again, smite WQ for the Scuttle Crab to instantly clear it. We're going to go have a look at their enemy's jungle to steal some money. Bard ends up ulting us. We can see the Rek'Sai was on their wolves. So there they are now. And I think look at that damage on that W. That's what I mean. Like, his team fighting is not great because he's a squishy assassin. But if you get the AoE damage on the W is actually nutty. Especially if they're all squish. So we're going to go in. We end up doing our full combo there. I think we did the order slightly wrong. And we didn't get our ultimate off, so that's why he survived. So if you stuff up the combo, you'll see that's what happens. But never mind, we end up bursting the Bard fantastically. Gets mopped. Let's talk about Shadow Step, which is the biggest difference in Shadow Kayn's abilities. Okay, so as I said, when you use your E, you can go through walls, as you can see here. I think we're going to get the talent. Again, anime protagonist. We're going in very deep. We end up getting the kill. We deserve that question mark ping, and I think we get our team killed for it as well. Caitlyn gets a kill, but we end up dying. So as you can see, of turning this game, typical Chenzo 11 gets fed and starts to give the lead back to the enemy because I'm having too much fun, which is what we're here to do, have fun. Okay, so Shadow Step. So Kayn gains 40% movement speed, you get ghosted, and you can go through walls. Once you go through a wall, you get healed. And then receiving damage reduces the cooldown in the wall by 1.5 seconds. I don't think I clarified that in the last video. But if you get CC'd, you come out of the wall instantly. Okay, so be aware of that. Now, the upgrade when you turn Shadow Kayn is Shadow Step's cooldown is reduced to 8 seconds at all ranks, which is fantastic. Your E is always up because at the end of your E, it's been a few seconds, so then your E is pretty much instantly up again. Additionally, Kayn gains 100% slow resist. Okay, so you have 100% slow resist upon entering terrain. And the bonus movement speed is 80. It goes up to 80%. So essentially everything is towards movement speed. Okay, that's basically what an assassin wants to be able to get on the squishy to be able to burst them. So that's what the improved E does. So you can see here we're going to go take the dragon. As I said, once we have the lead and we have the advantage, then we can start focusing on objectives. Again, try to clear as best you can all the time. Farm, farm, farm. That'll keep you ahead on XP and levels, XP and build rather. That way you can keep one-shotting all the squishies. Q, that feels good when you Q all the mini-crogs. Fantastic. Let's talk about Umbral Trespass, which is his ultimate. As I said, Kayn, once you hit an enemy, they get a mark on them, and then you can activate your ultimate. So the ultimate, you go inside them, so you dash towards them and enter inside them. And you channel for 2.5 seconds, revealing them, and then after that channel time, you come out and do obviously physical damage. Now, when you turn Blue Kayn, basically what happens is Umbral Trespass gains 200 bonus cast range and emerge range. So what that means is you can cast your ultimate on targets that are further away, and when you're leaving the enemy, that arrow to escape is actually a little bit further. So again, fantastic for getting in and out. Synergizes with the assassin build, the assassin playstyle. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the abilities and going through everything. Kayn overall is a very fantastic champion, and I highly recommend playing him. Not only is he extremely fun, because of his versatility, it means he's actually quite viable, and I really, really enjoy playing him too. He's quite fun. If you want to have a bit of a chill team fighty sort of game, look at this damage. I think Bard ends up outplaying us a little bit here with the flash. Oh, fantastic from the Bard. I think we end up getting him in the end though, or the Cogmore does. Again, probably not the best idea to be just chasing a Bard in our jungle. We probably could have been with our team pressuring the end to end the game, but we're having fun. We want to show off this damage. Nearly one-shot him there. I think I did explain the combo and why you do it in that particular order. But yeah, so it's W, Prowler's Core, Auto Q, Ultimate After, Smite somewhere in there if you need to. Again, take as much of the enemy farm as you can when you can, while waiting for the wave to push up in the mid lane, and then we can go take the mid, get the second inhib, and look to end the game. So yeah, that's what I was saying with Kayn. I really, really like the versatility, right? If you lock in Kayn, and you had the idea to play Blue Kayn, but you realise they're full tanks, then go Red Kayn. You become an absolute monster team fighting heal tank. Vice versa, if you feel like playing Red Kayn, but then you notice, oh, they're actually really squishy. Let's go for a Blue Kayn game. You just flick your runes over, and you're ready to go. Absolutely one-shot the Bard with the WQ. Did not see that coming. Just padding our stats a little bit more, getting some CS. And then we're going to look to end this game. But anyway, guys, please leave any comments in the comment section below. I know we have a few Kayn main/lovers in the community on our channel. So fantastic flash on myself. So be sure to leave a comment what I could have done better as well. I'm not the best Kayn player. I just really enjoy playing him, so I play him a lot. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Next, I think we have Kennen, so a little bit different. We're going to be top lane. So again, hit the subscribe button to not miss out on that next video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Again, leave any comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, at the end of the day, it's night time. Take it easy.